Hello, I'm Nick from the Roses Theatre, and while we wait to welcome you back, we're bringing you 2 minutes of roses. And today, my guest is writer and comedian Dom Joly. Hello, Dom. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. Are you surviving the nonsense in the world at the moment?
Yeah, I'm not supposed to say it, but obviously there's some terrible aspects to it. But I'm quite enjoying lockdown in a way. It's got me closer with my family, which I thought it might be divorce, but actually the four of us have been actually getting on really well. So there's been some really positive elements as well as obviously work-wise. And I was in the middle of a tour, for instance, and I know how much it's affecting theatres and stuff, and some of the theatres I was going to appear with have actually gone under, so it's a tough time.
So tell me, Trigger Happy TV, global success, absolutely loved it. Do you still get people coming up to you in the street, whipping out their mobile phones and shouting hello really loudly at you?
Yes, I do, about 4 or 5 times a day, and 20 years on, it is the 20th anniversary, I still don't really have an answer, because people go, hello, and then I'm like, hello. In fact, there is the big mobile right there.
Yay, there it is.
I don't carry it with me, but yeah.
You were born in Beirut. You went to school in England, and you've travelled to some amazing places over the years. You've been to Chernobyl in Russia. You've been to North Korea and Iran. I mean, you're approaching Michael Palin levels of travel. Have you been to all?
I've been to 4 countries in Michael Palin, actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
What's the number of countries you've been to?
Well, you're not supposed to count, but 108.
108 different countries. How many languages do you speak, Dom?
I speak English, French, Arabic, and Czech. So 4.
Wow, I'm still struggling with English, and I call myself a playwright. You were once a EU diplomat and also an ITN reporter. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I was a producer for ITN. So yeah, I did my stuff the wrong way around. Normally, you do stupid stuff first, and then you kind of go into something serious. I was quite serious when I started. I did a degree in international relations. Then I worked in Parliament for ITN. I was a political junkie, like reporter, producer. And yeah, I was a diplomat in Prague. And then got fired from ITN in the end and ended up dressing as a squirrel, as you do, and I've never looked back.
This is for the Roses Theatre. Can I ask you, when did you last send somebody roses?
Well, I didn't send any, but I bought my wife some on the 18th of May because it was our 20th wedding anniversary. Actually, that's a lie. I couldn't find any on the 18th, but then I found some on the 20th because of lockdown. So I was 2 days late, but you know what, it's fine.
Well, you did a program called Pilgrimage recently, in which you travelled and walked a great deal of the 2,200 miles from Belgrade to Istanbul. How much of that 2,200 miles trek did you actually do on foot?
It was so annoying. I mean, I just did, my last book was called The Hezbollah Hiking Club, and I walked all across Lebanon, and that was like a 27-day walk and as a proper hike. And this, not, they don't pretend you walk all the way, but because they've got to get you to various places to do shots and you have to do over and over times, not as much walking as I hoped. It was about 2 hours a day max, and then a lot, 4 or 5 hours sitting on your arse waiting while a drone went round or they redid shots. And so we all kind of moved from place to place. I mean, it was an incredible place the walk itself is not really that established a walk, but I mean, walking through places like Serbia and Bulgaria, absolutely astonishing. And we got to some incredible places, but I'd love to have done the whole thing. But the whole thing would have taken us 4.5 months, and we had 2 weeks.
Lastly, you wrote a travel book in which you went searching for the Yeti and Bigfoot. It was called Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. Tell me, how much of a Bowie fan are you?
So much that my next book is also a Bowie title. My next book's called Ashes to Ashes, and I'm going to be going to Australia and following the Ashes series round on a massive road trip. So I feel very bad, but I'm beyond a Bowie fan. The first thing I ever did when I came to London on my own was I went to 5 Heddon Street, or 15 Heddon Street.
I've been.
And I took my picture outside, where he did the cover of Ziggy Stardust. And I was wearing a very dodgy pair of black and white spandex trousers and a rat tail, but no, I'm a massive Bowie head. I met him once in Geneva Airport, and he was sitting casually at the bar, and I thought, I've got to. And I went up, and I just melted. Like I just wanted to say hello, but I just did one of those stupid things where I wanted to show him that I wasn't like anyone else. And I asked some weird thing about a bass line on it's excruciating even thinking about it. But I touched the hand of God though.
Great stuff. All right. Well, thank you, Dom. This was 2 Minutes of Roses, and we'll see you next time. Dom Joly, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.